Merry Christmas. Looks like NBA players got new uniforms from Santa. Those jerseys have sleeves. Let's go ahead and call them shirts, actually. Kevin Durant does not mind. He slams for 2. Thunder go on to beat the New York Knicks by about 1,000,000 points. And how about the Bulls and Nets? They have on what looks like body paint as well, but that's a missed shot. And Taj Gibson is right there with the sleeves and all for the dunk. Right now, Bulls win by 17. The Heat are leading the Lakers. It's almost halftime. And finally, mercifully, the football season comes to an end on Sunday. The Bucs face the Saints at 4:25. Saints win, and they're in the playoffs. As for our guys, well, it's been an interesting season. 'Twas 4 days before kickoff for the last time this year. After an 0-8 start, Bucs fans shed big tears. Week 10 began with pads hung in lockers with care in hopes that a win soon would be there. The Saints, Cards, and Eagles ruined home winning plans. Loss after loss started wearing on Bucs fans.
If they can hang in there, we're going to be good.
With Pop in his jersey, Meemaw in her nightgown, fans flipped on the TV to see the next beatdown. When out on the field, there arose such a chatter, I sprang from my armchair to see what was the matter. Away to the remote, I flew like a bolt, and what we saw next gave Bucs fans a jolt. The ball moving past every Miami Dolphin. Believe it or not, they got their first win. When what should my wondering eyes not exploit but a miniature win streak over Atlanta and Detroit.
There's some positive things going on with this team. We just need to keep building on that.
With a fairly new coach, now lively and Glegg, I knew in a moment it must be old Greg. More rapid than Eagles, his players then played, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Revis, now Rainey, now Jackson and Glennon, on David, on Goldson, on Bakes and Barron. To the top of the scoreboard, high on the wall, now score away, score away, score away, all. After Freeman and fumbles, foul flags, and MRSA, finally appearances couldn't get worse. As I drew back in bed, realized and sat down, the Carolina Panthers came prowling around. Cam Newton, cleats and helmet, oh how they glowed. And his uniform gleaming, he couldn't be slowed. With a bundle of tacklers flung on his back, his score snapped the Bucs win streak. Just like that.
Not going to playoffs. It's a fact. So what? Are we going to lay down or are we going to finish off strong?
Our eyes turned back to Greg, his seat growing hotter. Patience ran thin for Bucs fans, sons and daughters. Greg's droll little mouth, still drawn up like a bow, perhaps knew his team still had 4 games to go. So with a sly grin spread that gap in his teeth, new optimism encircled his head like a wreath. The playoffs were gone, he too must admit, but he rallied and told his players, "Nah, don't you quit." Not chubby nor plump, just a jolly old coach. After beating the Bills, now more easy to broach. A wink of his eye after the Buffalo win soon told fans it was all right to grin. He spoke not a word, but went right back to work and filled all the playbooks. But things turned with a jerk. After laying an egg to the Niners at home, gave way to a Rams loss and another sad tone.
The guys they're doing their best, just not good enough today.
He sprung to his practice, to his team pierced with whistle, and they all ran like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim one more time, last in sight,
Have a great Christmas.
"Don't give up the good fight." And if ever before, the Bucs should be inspired to play good football, hopefully good football, this one last time.
You are quite the wordsmith, my friend.
I got some help from a guy named Chris Kringle, who was busy last night. I called him this morning. He had the morning off, and he helped out a little bit.
And he is very talented. And what school did you go to?
USF.
Go Bulls.
I know.
Surrounded by greatness.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We hope you had a wonderful day, and we